arrangement give you intelligence and faith, how you'll surrender and do submissive auto reception? How will you why would you open yourself up? Prabhupada said, don't be a fool. We're not asking you to surrender and do submissive auto reception to a fool. But if you depend on Krishna, Krishna, I need to hear you through your true representative. I don't know who is your true representative. Everybody's saying they're your true representative. I don't know. But you know. So kindly can you give me one of those whereby you will manifest and speak and teach through them. Now once you understand that, now you can get Krishna, you know, how do you say, live stream, connection, direct connect. Prabhupada said, if you don't understand Parampara, the mystery of disciplic succession, if you don't know how to catch that up, you cannot hear Krishna. Krishna will not manifest except through his parampara. So that's why nobody's saying it, because they're not connected with Krishna. If you're connected with Krishna, automatically you'll say this. Automatically Krishna will make you say this. Because that's the means, the intelligence and faith you need to understand in order to receive Krishna's mercy. So if somebody not teaching you that and giving you faith and intelligence in that process, you have no means to receive Krishna. Yeah?
Yes, right. And what about those devotees that don't believe that there are pure devotees and they want to follow only Srila Prabhupada?
What about those devotees who don't see any pure devotees, so then they just want to follow Srila Prabhupada?
Yeah, I told you, I was just putting all my faith and my intelligence in Prabhupada.
Yes.
And I was praying to Prabhupada, trying to please Prabhupada, trying to serve him, trying to take shelter, protection from him. And Prabhupada made an arrangement for me to meet his true representative. That was Prabhupada's arrangement. Yeah. Absolutely, for sure.
But what I would like to know is what's happened to you that destroyed these fans that you had?
What destroyed what?
The faith in what? Destroyed the faith in what?
No, the fans, the conception that there is not only Prabhupada as pure devotee. What's happened to you that destroyed your conviction that only Prabhupada was a pure devotee and the one to follow?
My conception and faith that Prabhupada is a pure devotee only increased by association and hearing from Srila Govinda Swami.
How Govinda Swami made you believe that
because listen, he has faith way beyond my faith and understanding. He has love and affection and unflinching faith way beyond what I have. I was like a child compared to him. But what he did was he shared his faith. He gave me his faith by his causeless mercy. So Prabhupada said association means to hear. So if you can hear nicely from somebody who has unflinching faith and complete knowledge of Krishna, then potentially by their mercy you will realize Krishna and you will have also unflinching faith by that association, by that hearing process. This transference of faith by hearing from someone who has faith.
So we can say that there are pure devotees actually at the moment on the planet.
Of course.
Of course.
Has to be. Has to be.
Because there's someone
Now the
that thinks that
now the question is, how you're going to know who are they? How will you know who is pure devotee? Who will tell you? Right? Could be one, could be two, could be three, could be five, could be 100. That's not the point. The point is, let me just try to find one. Right? So without Krishna's mercy, without the soul crying to Krishna and Srila Prabhupada, then how will you get their merciful intelligence and faith to understand who will present as it is? You see? So if you realize how dangerous it is, how confusing it is, how disturbing it is, how unqualified we are, how deaf, dumb, and blind we are, how are we going to know who's pure devotee? The problem is we're thinking we can see a pure devotee. So we're jumping on the Sadhu Express, going to every town and village looking for the pure devotee. Maybe. Or sometimes you get tired of the road trip. Couldn't find one. Then just when you basically gave up, and you said, okay, I couldn't see them, I couldn't find them, then all of a sudden, like miraculously, Prabhupada brings his dear devotee disciple to me. I was not looking for a guru. I don't think I need a guru, because I have Prabhupada. But Prabhupada knows I need a guru. So Krishna Prabhupada convinced me this is his arrangement. And you should be fortunate and smart enough to understand it and accept it. Take it. So.
yes, because through the association you had with Govinda Swami, you got some good results. Yes, you could understand that. Oh my God!
Exactly. See, I already saw. I dedicated my life to Prabhupada. I surrendered because of Prabhupada. He convinced all of us to come. Right? His books, his teachings, his translation convinced all of us to come. No doubt about it. Otherwise, without Prabhupada, none of us will be here today. Absolutely. Right?
Yes.
And then I tried my best to follow all of Prabhupada instructions of sadhana, chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, minimum 16 rounds, Mangalati, Bhagavatam, all day distributing Prabhupada's books for years and years. I tried my best. I studied Prabhupada's books 2-3 hours a day. I worshiped Prabhupada Murti. I took care of Prabhupada in Los Angeles at Temple. Right? I tried my best to serve and please Srila Prabhupada. And by him sending Srila Govinda Swami, I took that as love and reciprocation and a great, gift of mercy to me from Srila Prabhupada. So I saw how far I could go spiritually by just following all rules, regulations, sadhana, chanting, distributing books, worshipping Prabhupada, studying Prabhupada's books. I could measure that. Right? I could understand. Right? Prabhupada said, you should be introspective to see how much advancement are you making, right? Then I heard from Srila Govinda Swami every day. Then I could understand what I thought I knew as far as I could go was very limited. And I didn't know that until he brought me to another level by his causeless mercy, where I could then compare the difference between sadhana and reading the books and listening to Prabhupada's tapes versus hearing directly from Brahma and hearing his faith and understanding and explanation of Prabhupada's books and teachings. That was completely different level. So when people are arguing, oh, sadhana, program, chanting, reading the books, okay, no, my Buddha said no loss. But if you really want to advance, then you need higher association, direct association with Krishna, Mahaprabhu's parampara. Because that's where Mahaprabhu, Krishna, it will manifest to you. That type of food for your soul, that's what we should be hankering after. That's what we should be greedy for. That's the only thing I did right in my life. Honestly, if I analyze the whole thing and all of my practice and study and everything, the best thing I did is I somehow became greedy to hear Krishna Prabhupada through Srila Govinda Swami. Not just inquisitiveness or curiosity, extreme greediness. I have to know. I need to know everything. Every single piece I need to understand. That kind of greed, that is required. And if you're like that, in front of Krishna, in front of Krishna's true representative, you will get all of their mercy and blessing, for sure. Yeah.
Yes. Even because if it's not like this, I mean that if it is not as you say, there's no anymore Guru Parampara. If anyone say, oh, I want only Prabhupada as my
Prabhupada said parampara is always manifesting. There's always a present link. Because otherwise, if Krishna wants to, Mahaprabhu wants to save the fallen souls, he needs a mouthpiece. He needs some place that he can generate and appear in that transcendental sound vibration. Because if people do not hear that, no one can get purified, no one can get out of ignorance, no one can get faith, so then no one gets saved. If Mahaprabhu is coming to save the fallen conditioned souls, that means he has to constantly keep trying to manifest and speak through his representative purifier medium in order that they generate that transcendental sound vibration where Krishna agrees to enter inside of that sound. Without that association with that Krishna in the form of that transcendental sound, we cannot even purify our consciousness. What to speak of developing faith or the transcendental, subtleties of transcendental knowledge. So Krishna is always manifested. Now the question is, where is he manifesting? Right? Who's he manifesting through? So all the people acting like Guru, they're saying he's manifesting through me. I'm Parampara. I'm speaking about Krishna means Krishna manifesting there. But is it true? Is the effect, is the faith, is the realization, is the food for the soul, is that convincing you? That's the only question. So I got that, causeless mercy of my Guru and Prabhupada, Krishna, Mahaprabhu. I got such unbelievable great fortune meeting my spiritual master. I cannot explain to you. It's inconceivable mercy. So with that mercy comes responsibility. Because Mahaprabhu's movement is not a selfish movement. It's not, okay, I got everything, I understood everything by mercy of my Guru Krishna, the hell with everybody else. No, if you understood this and you got mercy of Guru Krishna, you have to speak this thing. It's part of the deal. It's part of the agreement. And it says if you don't, then you're doing violence. You're committing violence. If you have a means to help somebody from their suffering condition and you don't help them, or at least make every effort to help them, then you're committing violence. Because you're allowing them to suffer. So devotee, those who want to be devotee, they want to help people to get out of their suffering condition. Before I met my Gurudev, I was groping in the darkness. I was suffering like anything. Uncontrolled mind and senses. I don't know what to do, where to do, and I'm doing all of this savor and service and sadhana and chanting and book distribution. It wasn't enough. And that was bewildering to me. How is it like this? Why am I not getting shelter and protection? Why do I feel dissatisfied? Why am I still not peaceful? Then cry before Krishna, cry before Prabhupada. And Prabhupada delivered his greatest mercy on me by sending me his dear devotee, disciple, Premi Bhakta, Mahabhagavata, Nitya Siddha, Radha Priya Sakhi, devotee. Topmost devotee. That's who I got as my Guru. That's who I was just trying to surrender to and listen to and learn from. That's where I got my faith from. What I'm sharing with you is the faith and realization and experience I got by the mercy of my Gurus, Prabhupada and Srila Govinda Swami. And I heard from everybody, all of these Maharajas, all of these Gurus. They cannot give me that same result. Disciples, they think, oh, Maharaj is Guru Aparadi. He's committing Vaishnava Aparad. No. First become a Vaishnava. Wow, that's a heavy statement. Vaishnava means transcendental platform. With Krishna, Krishna's representative, Vrindavan. All the sad little boys and girls in the mood of separation. It's a joke. It's complete bogus. Complete cheating. And many people buying into it, paying for the Kirtan Mela. Kirtan Mela. Money Mela.
Mani Mela.
Even if by mistake they say, hey, go to the Money Mela, I mean the Kirtan Mela. Yeah. You want the Money Mela? So it's cheating. I remember one time I went up to one Maharaj. I said, Maharaj, I'm so fortunate now. And he said, why, Murali? I said, because I heard from an actual Premi Bhakta, pure devotee of Krishna. Now, by his mercy, I can no longer be cheated by you people. That Maharaj was like, Murali, why do you do this to me every time? I said, Maharaj, now I can't be cheated. Because I saw a real thing. I heard real personality. I saw the effects of hearing from that personality. And you guys cannot duplicate that. Sorry, not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. That's why they don't like me. That's why they don't invite me. You think they want me preaching when I'm preaching to their disciples? That's why I'm not invited. Sometimes they think, oh, he's a disciple of Maharaj, he's sannyasi, let's invite him to speak. And they have no idea what's coming, I remember one time I preached in the Mata, in London. And I was preaching, so I was like on fire there, right? And then I'd get up out of the class, I remember when I was preaching there, and it was basically the verse was something how Krishna is like perfect son, teaching how to be perfect son, how to be perfect disciple, so like on this topic. So I started speaking like this, and one Maharaj was in the class. He said, you cannot speak like that. In the middle of the Bhagavatam class. There were like hundreds of devotees sitting there in the mountain. So I was like shocked. I never had a Maharaj, scream out like, you cannot speak like that. And I said, Maharaj, this is like the first sentence. I didn't explain anything yet. That's why I was so baffled, I didn't even start yet, you know? And then I started saying, I said, Maharaj, you know, please be patient with me. You know, I'll explain everything to you. He's like, you know? So then I start saying, then I start explaining it. He's like, no, stick to the purport. Stick to the purport. And he starts like screaming at me in the middle of the class. So I'm praying to Gurudev Krishna, like, what's going on here? How I can explain all of this thing? This Maharaj, he not let me speak. So then I just somehow, some thought came, you know, you just exposed that Maharaj, you know. Then I started like blasting that Maharaj. You know, how you're committing offense to the Bhagavatam. I'm speaking Guru Sadhana Shastra. Right? You're just disturbing. Right? So I just look really heavy. So that everybody in the room was like shocked. And then I gave heavy class. Heavy class. And then I said, you know, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam, and then I walked out. And everyone is still sitting there like shaking. Like, what do we do with what we just witnessed? What we just heard, they were like literally shocked, like stunned. And I said, thank you very much. And then I walked out, you know. And then one of my godbrothers, he came and he was so mad at me. He said, how you can speak like this? This is like, he said, Maharaj, you know, you're speaking so strong, so boldly. So he said, this is big aparat. So I said, well, I'm dependent on Guru Krishna. That's what he gave me. That's what I did. So anyway, we asked Srila Govinda Swami when we came to India. Because I know my godbrother's going to say, Murali just blew up the manor, you know. And then I asked Gurudev, I said, Gurudev, you know, maybe I made some mistake. I was depending on Guru Krishna. They gave me to speak really strongly, but some devotees became disturbed. Some devotees said maybe I have some fault-finding tendency and maybe I made some Vaishnava aparat, so I'm nervous, I'm scared. I don't want to do like that because I thought I'm depending on Guru Krishna, this is the only thing that came. So now I'm confused. So my spiritual master said, you see, Murali Krishna, you're trying to help these people. So you go on speaking boldly, fearlessly, do not hesitate, no compromise. Like 100%. When I got out of the car, I was nervous to go see him because I'm like, oh, I'm in trouble. I'm going to get in big trouble now. Then Maharaj, I saw from the distance, he stood up. And I'm walking with my godbrothers. And Maharaj stands on the veranda and he said, Murali Krishna!
Haribol!
Oh my God. My Gurudev never did that to me before. So I was so scared that I made some mistakes, some aparad. And I don't know about it. That's even worse. I don't think I'm making aparad. So then as soon as I see Maharaj, he stands up, Murali Krishna, he was so happy to see me. And I was so nervous because I'm thinking I'm going to go get chastised right now. And then we explained everything and Maharaj said, just boldly, fearlessly, don't hesitate, no compromise. You're trying to help these people. And that gave me so much strength and faith that what I'm and how I'm depending on Guru Krishna is 100% sure. That was a good test for me. And it was a good opportunity to trust. If I'm depending on Guru Krishna, Krishna knows what everyone needs to hear. So my faith is that he'll help me to explain, sometimes strong, but sometimes we need strong. Because we need to be convinced. You want someone like a mouse, like, oh, I think it's like this and that, I hope it's like that. Right? I remember one time in Estonia, one Mataji, she asked the Guru, Gurudev, are you going to bring us back to Godhead? And he was like, boy, I hope so. Boy, I hope so. And I was thinking, wow, that's not giving me like a lot of confidence, you know? If I was that girl, and then the Guru's like, boy, I hope so. That's not like instilling like this, like confidence and faith. It's like, oh, we're gonna just see what happens. You know, cross your fingers, knock on wood. Hope against hope. You know, I'd be a little hesitant, you know? Let's jump off this cliff, you know, let's just see if you survive, Maharaj, you know? Let's see how that goes. Let me just see if it works. Nothing, you know, just a faith builder. It would be a faith builder. If you survive that, then I'm all in, you know, then I'm all in. Oh, goodness. Then he's giving classes on psychology and drawing stick figures and all of this madness, you know. I said, when I first met him, I said, Maharaj, nice to meet you. And I said, I'm so fortunate to have your association. He's GBC Guru. I said, I'm very fortunate to have your association. He says, you don't want my association. He says, I'll just completely contaminate you. And I was like, I said, that's a very strange, you know, it's a very strange thing to say, you know. You don't want my association, I'll just completely contaminate you. And I was like, well, thanks for the warning, you know, I'll be a little careful. And then he starts talking about psychology and this and that and sociology and, you know, this ology and that ology. Then he said, telling you shouldn't tell these people to get out of Maya because they might offend somebody. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? How he became a guru? This is madness. Gurudev, are you going to take us back to Godhead? Boy, I hope so. Knock on wood. Cross your fingers. Hope to die. Right? Say some prayers. Put some holy water on your head. Buckle your seatbelt, you know? It's gonna be a rocky ride, you know, buckle your seatbelt, you know? You're strapped in. God knows where we're going, but you're strapped in, you know? Why don't they love me? I don't understand. Now you understand, right? What is inconvenient truth? Any other questions? Yes? Bhakti Yogi Das. Bhakti Yogi Das. You got a new name today?
Ego.
We'll call him B.Y. Das, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, that's Hare Krishna.
Hare.
You were talking for me in the class about when we want to work for Krishna, Krishna gives intelligence and strength.
We have to what?
When you want to work for Krishna,
Work.
yeah, then Krishna gives the strength and intelligence.
Yeah.
This is correct. So my question is in relation to if somebody is doing business or some kind of work or suppose yoga and is offering this activity.
What if Krishna told you to kill your family? Like Arjuna. That's completely spiritual. Right? That's Dharma. Right? You think of the instruction Arjuna got. Kill your family. Don't worry, I'll deliver them. But for now, kill them. Wow. Wow. So that's up to Krishna. What he tells you. Right? How Krishna wants you to serve him, Krishna will tell you. But you have to be 100% convinced. What does Krishna want you to do? Are you 100% convinced? You're hoping, but are you 100% convinced what Krishna wants you to do? Because if you're not, that automatically means Maya. So how you're going to rationalize that and twist that and bring some philosophy and some karma yoga, and, right? Like Krishna, like Arjuna, he brought many skillful arguments how to justify his non-agreement to surrender. So, are we making excuses? We're hoping against hope, we're generalizing, we're being logical, we're being crooked. What is it? So this is if you want Krishna. If you want Krishna Bhakti, Prem Bhakti, if you want to go back to Krishna, this is what you have to do. If you don't care for that, then it's Maya. More or less. Gross or subtle. Automatically. So if we're not 100%, if you don't have, what the Prophet would say, the conviction, firm, unflinching conviction in what Krishna wants us to do through the Guru, then it's Maya. The rest is Maya. What do you think? Do you like that answer? Not really, right? Are you feeling a little disappointed?
No, Maharaj, my point was that's that's good.
It's what?
No,
Did he say
that's the answer.
He said, no, I'm feeling that's quite good.
That's what?
That's quite good.
It's quite good.
Well, no,
Let's go
I know
deeper.
that's-
Let's
no.
go deeper.
No, I know that's the answer. We can use the money that we get from any war just to keep the body and
That's a secondary point. Right? The main point is, what does Krishna want you to do? Krishna says, if you understand what I want you to do, and you agree to that, then you will purify and elevate your consciousness. If you don't do that, if you don't understand it, you don't do it, you don't follow it, then every other thing that you do will contaminate and degrade and keep you in this karma bandhana, the cycle of birth and death. So it says, Prabhupada's saying, it's required for us to understand from Krishna what he wants us to do, not what we think we can do, what we want to do, what's possible to do. But what does Krishna want? Now Krishna could tell someone, okay, do business, make money, build a temple. That's fine. But that direct instruction. You be in this ashram, you do this service, specific service, Krishna will tell you. Otherwise, if you don't know that and you're just trying to say, well, I think that what I'm doing is good enough that Krishna should understand it and accept it. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not true. But if you're interested in bhakti, then Krishna says, Savadhaman Pratyaja Mamakam Shanam Raja. Abandon all other karma, jnana, yoga. Prabhupada says directly not to do yoga. This will be an obstacle in your bhakti. Don't bother with yoga, don't bother with psychology. And what are they doing, these gurus? Oh yes, even the gurus are teaching yoga for money, teaching how to make prasadam, cooking classes for money. What is this? Are teaching you how to do this and that for money? Right? So you look up all the places Prabhupada says about yoga, and Prabhupada says, don't do yoga, hatha yoga, all these other yoga practices. Now, if you don't care about what Krishna wants and what Prabhupada instructing, then that's your business. But how do you reconcile what are you doing with instructions from Krishna and Prabhupada, Krishna Prabhupada? That's the question. So if you don't care for, Krishna Bhakti, then you can do anything you want. I remember one person, I was telling you about this Chiteshwar? He was like a ghostbuster from Orissa. He had one ashram called Pagala Ashram. Pagal Ashram. And he was walking around with like some amazing color, like maroon, pink dress. He was like a really strange dude, And then he had, in his ashram, he had these little pots. And then he had all these different demons, like, living in these pots. So he just go, some people collect coins, books, right? He collects demons, bhutas, And he puts them in a little cup and he says, oh, this is one I got in Los Angeles, One Maharaj gave me this one, This is a very big one, Very big one. It's crazy, right? This is a true story. So that man, he's very powerful. He has some Shakti. I mean, you're playing around on that platform, you better have some Shakti, right? Otherwise you're in big trouble. So this guy was like a pretty clever guy, And he's just controlling. I mean, to get a bunch of demons to go inside of the cup with the you know? I mean, you gotta be powerful, man. You just ask the demon, can you just climb inside of the cup, you know, just for a few minutes, you know? Then you're trying to, like, you know, spin the top on it, you know? Yeah, cock one. You know, like they're so subtle, like they're gonna stay inside of that pot, you know? Then they just come outside, they're like, oh, you think I'm gonna, But anyway, he had all of this thing going on, you know? So he comes floating, you know, across the Pagal ashram, and we were on Padayatra, you know? So what happened was, this Ghostbuster, he went to Srila Govinda Swami, and he said, Maharaj, you're really Mahabharata. You're really advanced Vaishnava. Please accept me as your disciple. I want to surrender to you. And Maharaj said, if you're serious for bhakti, and this guy had money, he had a whole ashram, big facility, big temple. And Maharaj said, if you want to surrender and you want bhakti, you have to give up this business, this nonsense. And then he said, okay, I'll think about it. And then he came back and said, Maharaj, this is too important to me. This is my livelihood. It's how I'm surviving. I'm pretty good Ghostbuster. I can make a lot of money, right? So then what happened was, then he went to other ISKCON guru. And then he said, Maharaj, can I be your disciple? Maharaj said, yes, no problem, come. And he accepted it. Then he got initiated. I don't have to say who was the guru. So when Srila Govinda Swami, he came to Los Angeles, California, and he was trying to get giving class, and Prabhupada discipled many devotees not coming to the class. And then he found out why devotees not coming to the class, because they were up all night with the Ghostbuster. And they were in the business of cleaning out the ghosts. So they were so tired from all of that cleansing work, of getting de-ghosted, that they couldn't come to the BHAKTAfilms class. And then what happened was, then when Maharaj was walking into the class, he saw that Pagalashram Mahant, right? And then Gurudev saw him, and he knows this guy is a big cheater, you know? And he's telling him, oh yeah, you have like 9 demons inside of you, you know, just pay some money, I'll do some yagyas, you know, I'll throw some water on you, whatever, you know. But you have to pay for that, de-ghosting. So when Govinda Maharaj, he saw him in Los Angeles, he's like, oh, you're looking at him like, what a rascal, you know. And then he took his cane. He always carries cane, and he raised his cane like in love and affectionate way, like a funny way. He just like, you rascal, you know, you're just cheating these people, you know. So he wasn't willing to give it up, but he found somebody who said that's acceptable. But Maharaj said, if you want bhakti, if you want prem bhakti, you really want Krishna, you have to give this thing up. And he was not willing to do it. So this is really for serious people, serious students. And you can find some guru, they'll say, that's all right. Just give some money, pranam, pranami, then all things are possible. Pranam, pranami, many things are possible. One person I met, a psychologist in Russia, And she's a nice person, but little spaced out, some mental problem. The psychologist had mental problem. She needed a psychologist. So then she's telling, I said, you see, why are you doing all of this psychology? Prabhupada, he said, don't do psychology. It's not required. Because if you just surrender to Krishna, Krishna will purify, control your crazy mind and senses. It's just based on surrender to Guru and Krishna, that's all that's required. They'll purify, control your mind and senses. So Prabhupada said the psychology is not required. And actually Prabhupada said, don't do it. So I was showing some quotes and she said, but my Guru said I can do it. And I said, well, if this is disciple of Prabhupada, why would he, if Prabhupada said don't do it, why will he say, okay, do it? That makes no sense. So it's all going on. It's all available. You understand? See, the Guru, he doesn't mind what is your job, what is your seva. Because it's not up to the Guru. Whether you're married, not married, this job, this service, that doesn't matter to the spiritual master. He just simply asking Krishna, how do you want, what is best for this person to serve you in bhakti, in devotional service? That's all. So if you're praying to Krishna and we're praying to Krishna, then now it's up to Krishna, inside and out, to convince you. If you want to be convinced. But if you already made up your mind, no, I already decided I'm going to do like this, like that. Okay. My only question is, you want to do devotional service? Yes. So if Krishna doesn't accept it, then what is the meaning of your devotional service? It has to be what Krishna wants us to do, and we agree. We take the dictation, we take that instruction, and we try our level best to please him. Then that is devotional service. And Prabhupada says anything else that's not for pleasing Krishna, is not what Krishna asking you, is Maya. It will just bind you. Action, reaction, cycle of birth and death is there. Maybe we can read this other verse, we can discuss it further than that. So ask Krishna. It's not like a negotiation.
Yes.
You know, we're not into a negotiation with Krishna. All right, Krishna, all right, you're asking me this part I can do, but I want to do like this. It's not like a business deal. It's just, Krishna, I'm your servant. How can I serve you? And that instruction comes internally through the Guru, confirmed by Krishna, Chitta Guru Paramatma. And then when you do it, you get a great result. It's undeniable result. That will give you faith. It's practical. And if you don't do it, you doubt it, you're being lazy, crazy, then you get a different result. Now, how many times do we have to see, okay, when I do it, it works good. When I don't do it, it works bad. How many times do we have to realize that before we just become convinced? When I just agree, somehow or other it works. I don't understand it, but it works. And when I question it, I doubt it, I'm lazy or crazy, I don't accept it, then everything gets messed up. There's no shelter, no protection, no mercy. Why it works is shelter, protection, merciful intelligence, spiritual strength, and conviction from Guru Krishna's causeless mercy. That's why it works. And if we don't do it in a pleasing way, in a mood of devotional service, and Krishna doesn't accept it, then we'll have uncontrolled mind and senses, material desires, sinful activities, automatically. No peace, no freedom from anxiety, fear, disturbance. You get opposite result. So whatever you're doing, I always ask, whatever we're doing, are you satisfied with your results? So whatever your understanding of what you're doing, how you're doing, right? How you're convincing yourself that this is required, this is that. Okay, so judge by the results and see for yourself. Do you feel that Krishna is completely giving you a very, very nice spiritual reciprocation and result by whatever we're doing? That you have to ask. If he's pleased with you, then you'll be peaceful, happy, joyful. Mind and senses peaceful, controlled. No problem. If that's not happening, that means we're disconnected. That's all. Somehow or other. So we have to find a way how to be connected. And that connection is coming through the Guru. When we agree to follow Guru's instruction, general specific instruction, he plugs us into Krishna. When we don't agree, we're just like pulled out the plug. You just kicked out the plug. Then now, like just when the power goes out. No lights, no AC, no brightness, no peace. That means you're unplugged. So you want to be plugged in or unplugged?
Talking about you were saying about we have to go deeper in searching Krishna within the heart. We have to dive deep to search Krishna within the heart.
Yeah, that's what Krishna said.
Yes. So what does that actually mean, and how to actually do that?
If you're looking in your bag for some coins, at the bottom of your bag, does anyone have to tell you how to search in that bag? If you know there's coins in the bottom of this bag, right? You just start going through everything, right? To try to find the coins, the valuable gem, right? Does anyone have to explain how to do that? It's like if you have curd sabji, and then somewhere in that sabji there's some curd. Does anyone have to tell you like how to find the curd? Right? Or you have sweet rice, Does anyone have to tell you how to find the cashew? How exactly do you find the cashew in the sweetgrass? You just dig around, right? Take your spoon, hands, whatever you like, search around. Oh, there's a cashew. Pop it in there. Right? Krishna's saying, I'm in your heart, now you find me. I remember one person who was like a spiritual person. Somehow, this person told, God is in your heart. You should shut out every other thing. And you should just dive deep and try to find God in your heart. And because she had some spiritual nice qualities, I could understand she was doing like that. And because I was attracted to her spiritual quality, I said, she's giving me a good hint, so I should try to do that. So that started this process of trying to find the Lord, Supreme Lord, within the heart. So if you're just looking, Krishna, where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Krishna says, oh, this person's actually looking for me. Then Krishna will reveal himself to you. But if we're not really looking, and we're just officially situated in the religious organization, that's totally external. Spiritual life is internal, not external. So japa is supposed to be trying to find and associate with Krishna inside. Otherwise, what you're calling out, and what you're calling to him in Vaikuntha? He's in your heart. Why are you bringing your mind and attention to some other place? Better, Prabhupada said, you don't have to go any further than your own heart to find the Lord. He's within your own heart. Well, oh, it seems complicated. It seems very subtle. Of course it's subtle. It's the soul looking for the super soul. What's more subtle than that? Right? But if you say, okay, where's Krishna? And you start getting eager and greedy to find Krishna inside, Krishna is just sitting there and he's like, finally, he's looking for me. Then he'll just say, okay, let's see how serious he is. He doesn't just immediately reveal. He said, let's see if he's just snooping around or whether he really wants to know. Is he just curious? Is he serious? Right? That's why I say you have to convince Krishna. You have to be convinced means you have to convince Krishna. Otherwise it will not work. And Krishna is testing us. Krishna is the witness. He's the judge. Is this person really looking for me? Or are they just officially, externally, from the lips, oh yes, Krishna, I'm your devotee, I want to serve you, but I can't see you, I can't hear you, it's so confusing. Right? Try it. See for yourself. Krishna will convince you. Well, otherwise, why is Krishna giving this instruction? It's not, you're looking at me like I'm giving you some strange instruction. Right? You've been reading Bhagavad Gita for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. Why is this some new instruction? Because nobody emphasized it. nobody woke your soul up to this requirement. Because they don't know. That means they're not doing. Then if you're not doing, how you can be a pure bio-medium of that Chitta-Guru Paramatma? If you have no faith and you're saying, why are you preaching about the Paramatma, Super Soul? He said, we're not interested in the Super Soul. We're interested in Krishna. I said, yeah, but Krishna says he is the Super Soul. That's why we're interested in the Super Soul. And Krishna says, from me will come your intelligence and faith and knowledge how to get me. Where do you think it's going to come from? It says, Guru, Shastra, Atmarupa. Atmarupa means Super Soul. Who's speaking through the Guru? Super Soul. Where do you think that Guru is a pure bio-medium from? Where do you think he's getting his information, his flow? Where do you think it's coming from? Prabhupada said yesterday, all of that is coming from the Super Soul. It's coming from Krishna. Krishna says, from me comes knowledge, intelligence, remembrance. We're like, wow, this seems so mystical. And yeah, it's totally mystical. Krishna is supreme mystic. And if we're not thinking about this and doing this and practicing this, what are we calling spiritual? If you never get to your soul seeking the Supreme Soul, what is spiritual? That's what is spiritual. That's the point of yoga, Prabhupada. And then you go to the gurus, these so-called gurus, they said, no, you're not advanced enough to do this. You just listen to me. I'm your authority. You sign this oath of allegiance to me. I am a robot. I am a fanatic. I have no ability to think. I may commit offense. I only follow instruction from the ultimate managing authority.
TBC.
Ultimate managing authority. Ultimate managing Why don't they like me? I don't understand it. It's very confusing. All right, everyone else is good? Yeah? Did I answer your question? Oh yeah, I answered this question. Right? How to find a cashew, how to find some coins in the bottom of your bag.
Yes.
Right, what was the other one? Oh, the curd and the sabji?
Yes.
What do I do with this sabji? Find the curd and eat it, Baba. Enjoy it. Right? What's so difficult about that? Yeah?
But brother, you told, without Guru Bhakti, how can develop like Krishna Bhakti?
Without what?
Guru Bhakti, how can I develop Krishna Bhakti?
You can.
So first of all, I develop Guru Bhakti.
Because by the mercy of the Guru, he's helping us how to get Krishna. He's giving us intelligence and faith, all of the keys, all the secrets of success, how to become qualified to get Krishna. That's Krishna's mercy. Prabhupada said two mercy required, Krishna mercy and Guru's mercy. By mercy of Krishna, one gets a Guru. By mercy of Guru, one gets Krishna. Then you know exactly what Krishna wants you to do, inside and out, and then try your best to execute it. Bas. Yeah. This seems very absolute, doesn't it? Very absolute. That's why not everybody is interested in this. This is like, come on, this is too much, you know. This is too serious, you know. Let me just live my life, I'll do a little sadhu sangha, and give a donation, you know, boss.
So, Gurudev, Hare Krishna. You said once, one can become Siddha
Siddha.
by the mercy of a Nitya Siddha. So spiritual master, he explains everything of the spiritual world, everything of the material world. So when one becomes a Siddha, he goes to the spiritual world and then he comes and then he explains everything of the spiritual material world or whatever he has heard and realized or experienced by the hearing process. He explains those things.
Yeah. If you get mercy of Guru Krishna, you're already in the spiritual world.
Spiritual means
If you get mercy of Guru Krishna, you're already associating and hearing from Krishna, even in this world. That connection is already established. That faith, that realization, that reciprocation, that realized knowledge, that is what is being expressed to you. Even in this world, even in this life, you're getting perfect knowledge from perfect source. That's perfect. So Prabhupada says, if you perfectly hear, by mercy of Guru Krishna, you'll perfectly hear. If you perfectly hear perfect knowledge from perfect source, your knowledge is perfect. Perfect means siddha, isn't it? So if you hear perfectly, that's siddha. That means you're hearing directly Krishna, inside and out. That means Krishna completely revealing himself to you. How is that possible unless you have real bhakti towards Krishna? Krishna says, unless you have pure devotional service towards me, I'll not reveal myself. So how can you be pure by a medium of Krishna unless Krishna is revealing himself to you? Is it? So you're already associating and hearing if we're associating hearing from bona fide Guru. We're hearing pure by a medium, external manifestation of Super Soul, that is a Guru.
So it is said that those who
Did I answer your question? Yeah?
come to soul platform,
To the what?
to the soul platform,
Yeah.
so they also can hear Krishna.
Yeah.
So, but still, Srila Prabhupada explains that they cannot become Guru. Because Prabhupada
Whoever is authorized by Krishna, that is parampara. So if you're a pure devotee, but you're not Guru, you'll still hear Krishna through authorized parampara. So to hear perfectly Krishna through bona fide authorized Guru, that means you're pure, you have purified mind and intelligence enough that you can hear Krishna through pure via medium of Guru in parampara. But that doesn't make you the Guru because he's the Guru. Right? So your service is just to hear Krishna manifesting, speaking through Krishna parampara. Now, Krishna Parampara gives you some other seva, then you can also get instruction, authorization to do same seva, to become guru, or make your own man. My Gurudev said, just like Srila Prabhupada gave me instruction to make my own man, I'm giving you, Murali, the same instruction to make your own man. Direct instruction. Just like Prabhupada gave me, I'm giving you same instruction. And my other senior godbrothers, they also heard that. They're witness. I'm not making it up. So Prabhupada says you must be ordered and authorized by previous acharya to take up that role, that responsibility. Prabhupada said the easiest way to know who is next to acharya is find out from previous acharya who he ordered and authorized to do that seva. Make sense?
You answering all my questions.
I'm not doing it. I'm just servant of the servant of the servant. Prabhupada said, make me dance, make me dance, make me dance, as you like. You can make me a success, or you can make me a failure. That is up to you. Prabhupada said, anyway, I just try. And if anything good is coming, means simply mercy of my Guru. And because I tried my best to present as it is, what is the fact? What is the truth? And Prabhupada said, if Krishna, you empower my words, that will convince them. So Prabhupada said, unless you are empowered by Mahaprabhu and Mahaprabhu's parampara, nobody can be a preacher. Really. You're still alive? He's hanging in there, huh? He's like the bird in the bird cage on one claw, you know?
If Krishna is manifesting through the heart of one devotee, it means like it's also manifesting through the sound vibration, or Krishna can manifest partially.
If Krishna is manifesting through the heart of pure devotee, is he also manifesting through the sound vibration, or can he just manifest partially?
Yeah. It's Krishna. It's like, you could say it's like Krishna, and then he's getting in a transcendental spaceship called sound, and he climbs in there, and then it shoots like a rocket, transcendental sound vibration, then he comes into your ear, and he penetrates all of the gross, subtle material elements and inject into your soul, Swarup Shakti, Krishna. So Krishna traveling from the heart, through the mouth, through sound vibration, into submissive aura reception of qualified, greedy to hear student. Then you get mercy of Krishna, mercy of Guru, mercy of that kata will penetrate all gross, subtle, material contamination and be injected into your soul. That's what is food for your soul. That's Krishna feeding your soul. That's how he feeds your soul.
So it cannot be like it's manifesting through sound, but not through the heart of that devotee. It's like Because Krishna is there, like through the art.
Krishna's in your heart. He knows what you need to hear. Then he makes within the heart of the Guru, Krishna speaks to you through the mouth of the Guru. And then when that sound hits you and it goes to your soul, then Krishna will say, this is exactly coming from me. And you see by the results, the effect. Yeah, transcendental sound vibration. That's why it says the main seva of Sadhu Guru is to do kirtan. That is his main seva. So we create a temple room, you invite some souls, and then the Guru comes, Krishna sends the Guru, and then he empowers the Guru's sound vibration. Krishna enters into the sound. If it penetrates into the submissive aura reception of the eager student, then you can realize Krishna through that experience. That's process. So the only question is, Krishna, whose sound vibration are you entering inside of? Because everyone's making some sound. But the point is Krishna inside of that sound? That's the $100,000 question, right? That's now inflation. That's the $1 million question.
But the Maha Mantra is not different from Krishna.
But the Maha Mantra is non-different from Krishna.
But without the Guru to purify your consciousness, how can you have faith and realization in that state? That's why it says, unless you get purified senses, you could not realize Krishna in his personality, his form, his holy name, because all of that is on transcendental platform.
So it can be chanted for billions of lifetimes and not get it anyway without the Guru.
It says you can be chanting for millions of lifetimes, but not get anything without the Guru, without the faith from the Guru. You can be chanting.
What is that song that it says when we go around Tulsi Maharani? Right? It says that like if you just not give up the offenses, right? Then you can go, huh? Then you can go on chanting for millions and millions of lives and never get Krishna, right? So without the Guru, how will you give up your offenses? How will you give up your mental speculation? How will you give up your material desires? So how will you manifest humility, tolerance, and no desire for pratishta? So if you are chanting and you are really sincere, then Krishna will send you a guru.
He did. He did.
Yeah, he did. Because your soul was crying for Krishna. Your soul was praying to Krishna. Krishna, I really want to chant your holy name. I really want to know you. I want to surrender to you. I have material desires, material attachment, but I don't want it. Only I want you. Please help me how to get rid of all this other nonsense. Then Krishna will send you a bona fide guru.
Yeah.
By mercy of Krishna, one gets a guru. Then by the mercy of the Guru, then you get Krishna. Because Krishna is delivering himself to us through the Guru. Krishna is appearing as the Guru. Sakshat Davidvena Samasta Shastra. And non-different from Krishna. Because he's directly pure via medium of Krishna. That's Guru Tattva. Guru Tattva is non-different from Paramatma Tattva. It's exactly the same. Because that Chetu Guru, Paramatma, that is same as Guru. Same person. When I met my Guru, I said, Krishna, are you manifesting and speaking to this person? And then Gurudev turns to me and said, can't you recognize me? I come here for you. Won't you help me? It's like playing. You can't recognize me? I came here for you. You can't hear me?
Because you were thinking this.
By Krishna's mercy, Prabhupada's mercy, Gurudev's mercy, then I could understand it. Prabhupada said Krishna will give you intelligence and faith. I was praying to the Super Soul. I was praying to Krishna in my own heart to please help me to understand, have you made this arrangement for me to meet this personality? And are you manifesting and speaking to me through him? Please help me to understand, is this true? And he proved it. Prabhupada said, Krishna will give you intelligence and faith to directly understand how Krishna is manifesting and speaking through pure via medium of that Guru. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he said, you could not recognize it by your eyeballs, only by your ears. So that vibration, when Krishna enters into that vibration and into your heart and consciousness and wakes you up and activates your consciousness, he'll give you spiritual intelligence and faith to understand what's happening, how it's happening. That's what it says in the Shastra. That's what all previous acharyas are explaining, same thing. That was also my experience. That's how I met my spiritual master. And when Srila Govinda Swami, when he met Prabhupada in Vrindavan, he looked like sadhu, shaved head, saffron, he was wandering. He was looking for his guru. And he went up and down India, many ashrams, many places, many sadhus, many gurus. He's not satisfied. Then one day he got one Back to Godhead magazine, and one picture was Krishna, other one Mahaprabhu. Then he said, oh, I like this combination, Krishna, Mahaprabhu. Who's putting out this magazine? Srila Prabhupada. Oh, I have to meet Prabhupada. Then he came to Vrindavan Prabhupada room, and Brahmananda Prabhu, he was there, and he was like bodyguard. He was blocking everything, like literally blocking everything. He's a big boy. And he's not allowing Srila Govinda Swami to go to meet Prabhupada. Because they thought, oh, he's just some Indian Baba, some Babaji. And then Gurudev was saying, he's begging Brahmananda, please, this will just take one moment. Please, let me just have one moment with that Maharaj. And then somehow, Krishna's arrangement, he convinced Brahmananda, I believe it was Brahmananda, Then he came in to see Prabhupada. He paid obeisances to Srila Prabhupada with my Gurudev. And then my Gurudev said that Prabhupada started asking him, so, you know, where are you from? How are you here? Just some like a friendly talking. And then Gurudev said then, Prabhupada said, oh, are you sannyasi? And then immediately Srila Prabhupada said, I will make you sannyasi. Then my Gurudev said, when Prabhupada said it like that, he knows this sadhu, this guru, he's in touch with that Paramatma Chaitanya Guru. Because he knows my spiritual destiny, my spiritual desire. And he spontaneously tell him, he said, it's an affair of the heart. Then I know he's my guru. So when I understood that by the mercy of my Gurudev, Prabhupada's mercy, the next day in the morning, I completely surrendered to Maharaj. And then I said, Maharaj, please accept me as your disciple. And the Maharaj said, yes, of course. So then somebody said, yeah, but Maharaj, he has another guru. He has another guru. So I was like, oh God, now that's going to come. Now that's going to be an issue, you know. And anyway, then I went to the darshan to meet Gurudev in his room. And I said, Gurudev, actually first thing he said when I was there, I said, Maharaj, actually I have no faith in ISKCON. Practically no faith in all of these people. Only I'm worshipping Prabhupada. And Maharaj said, you see, ISKCON is Mahaprabhu's movement. And for years, I had little to no faith. Maharaj said, made one statement. You see, ISKCON is Mahaprabhu's movement. And immediately, I had like unflinching faith. I was shocked how that one statement could, after everything I went through in ISKCON for so many years, how can one sentence instill immediately unflinching faith? I said, this is unbelievable. So then I said, Maharaj, please accept me. Gurudev, please accept me. And he said, Murali, you have accepted me in your heart. And I have accepted you in my heart. Krishna wants it, it will happen, just be a little patient. So it's an affair of the heart. It's not an ordinary, materialistic, external. As Janmi Prabhu said, that's Satguru. That same Guru, he just coming in a different body. I met this person before. I remember thinking like that. That how does this person know me immediately? And why do I feel like I already know this person? Then I understood. This is Sadguru. I mean, Janmi Prabhu said. He's just coming back again to collect you. So that's a special mercy for Prabhupada and Gurudev. That Guru Tattva is same as Paramatma Tattva. So when this Maharaj said, why you're talking about Paramatma, and my training was non-different. Krishna inside, Krishna outside. That means this person has no idea what is Super Soul, what is Krishna inside. Then we had a meeting with that chairman of the GBC and one other devotee. And they were drilling me, asking so many challenging questions, trying to figure me out. So then the one of the devotee, he said, well, Murali, do you think that we are in touch with the Super Soul? So I started like looking at him, and I was looking at his heart, and I'm looking at his eyes, and his heart, and his eyes, and looking at Maharaj's heart, his face. So I'm doing like this drama for like 5-10 minutes, you know, and they're like, they're in disbelief, like this guy is analyzing, he is scanning whether we are in touch with the Super Soul or not. And they were like curious, like what is this person gonna say? This is unbelievable. They said, are we in touch with the Super Soul? So I'm going, no. They started screaming, you know, how can you say like this? This is outrageous. Who do you think you are? I said, oh, I'm just joking with you. Relax, you know. then he looked even more foolish, you know. I said, no, I'm just kidding with you. I'm just joking with you. Relax. You know? They flipped out. So you want to play with me? I'll play with you, no problem. You want to ask me this question? I'll answer your question. No, you're not. You're not in touch with Super Soul. You're the same person who said, are you preaching about the Super Soul? We're not interested in the Super Soul. So did I not speak the truth then? You just told me you're not interested in the Super Soul. I'm just repeating back your own words, Maharaj. Oh, you can't talk to Maharaj like that. You have to just listen to that Maharaj. I said, you mean the same way that Maharaj listened to me? I should do same? I don't know why they don't like me. I'm very confused. But I don't care. I'm not here to be liked by them or anybody else. I'm there to do my service as best that I can, depending on Guru and Krishna, and try to meet some simple-hearted souls and try to help. My Guru said, try to help the devotees. That's all I'm trying to do. If you think someone else can help you better than me, go. No problem. I never got into this to be a guru and a sannyasi and collect a bunch of people and all of this thing. I'm doing this to just help the devotees. That's my route. So somebody else can help you better and you think so, go ahead. Go see if it works. If it doesn't work, come back. We'll try to continue on helping you. If it works and you're happy there and you feel better situated, God bless you. Good luck to you. No problem. Why can't they do that? Why they can't do same thing? Anything else? Yeah. Wow, Krishna's really making me work, huh? You're making me surrender.
I got a doubt.
You look much better. You look more healthy. You look more happy. You look like a new man.
Yes.
You got a new life. Do you feel that?
Yes.
So how does that happen? Is this just coincidence?
No, not like that.
Sanatan must have preached to you. I think he was preaching to you.
Yes.
So what happened? It's a miracle. Weren't you the guy who was passed out, ready to leave his body from the dead? Right? Now he's like a new guy. It's amazing. So what happened? What's your question?
I think
Problems, I get problems. So many problems. Problems. What's your problem? Surrender to Krishna. You'll have no problem. Do you need to be heard right now? Okay. So what do you think?
my doubt is why some Vaishnava acharyas seems very opulent and some are very detached, like Goswamis.
Why did they what?
Why some Vaishnava acharyas, they show some opulence, and then some of them are very detached.
Like
They're all detached. Prabhupada, many times when Prabhupada came back to India, right, he showed some opulence, right? So then they became like, wow, he's showing all this opulence, he has all these things. He would say, I have so many disciples who are spending so many lakhs rupees every day for Boga, Prasadam, so many temples we have, so many cars, vehicles, so much opulence, Krishna giving, Prabhupada, he riding, he looking like opulent, aristocratic, wealthy personality. He always has his head, Prabhupada said there's one pride that's allowed, devotee, disciple pride, that my guru, there's no guru like my guru. And what he gave me, nobody can give like that. Prabhupada said in his teaching, this is the only little spiritual pride that I have this such an asset that I got from my Gurudev. My Gurudev used to say, Prabhupada whispered many, many things into my ear. Many things I can tell you, but other things I cannot tell you. So, sometimes, right, especially in India, people coming from the village, right, they see big international society, ISKCON, so much temples, so much money, so much vehicles. You see some of these brahmacharis, they're driving around in these motorcycles, it's like, wow, it's unbelievable, nice looking motorcycle. Cell phone, right? And then some village boy is like, wow, I want to join ISKCON now. This looks like a pretty good situation, isn't it? So whatever it takes to come and chant Hare Krishna, okay, no problem. Prabhupada would say, if I'm just sitting under the tree and I have nothing, how many of these people will come? And when Prabhupada was preaching in India and it had nothing and not showing any opulence, really, right? How many people coming? Nobody joining him. Then Prabhupada thought, okay, let me go to America, pick up some of those guys and girls, turn them into Vaishnavas, bring them back here. Then Prabhupada got them all back, all the dancing white elephants to Surat, right? And they had the Harinam, Premanam, Sankirtan in the street. The whole city was going crazy. This is unbelievable. Prabhupada on big palanquin, so opulent, Jagat Guru, with all Western white dancing elephants. These people were like, wow, what's happening? Who is this sadhu? It's amazing. And then tomorrow we have Gopishwar Das Babaji Maharaj, his disappearance day. But he was, completely renounced. He acted like he was like illiterate and just like, how do you say it? Like this.
Mendicant?
Hmm?
Mendicant?
Yeah, like mendicant and nothing. He has nothing. But then you see, tomorrow we're going to go to Godrum, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house in the morning. We'll do Harinam there. And we'll go and also Gopishwar Das Babaji Maharaj has Bhajan Kuta is there. And when Bhaktivinoda Thakur was there, and Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, all big, nice Vaishnavas, they would make Gopishwar Das Babaji Maharaj to speak Bhagavatam. Everyone thinking, oh, he's illiterate, he doesn't have anything, right? But they understood his exalted position in Parampara. And he only had one disciple, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And he kept not immediately accepting Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And then when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur said, okay, I'm going to kill myself if you don't accept me. Then he said, okay, very good, you passed the test. Then he accepted him. So all acharyas are coming for some specific reason. Time, place, circumstance. I remember one time in Mayapur, Srila Gogovinda Swami Gurudev was speaking to one Indian man, and they were speaking in Hindi. And I was just sitting in the corner, I was just chanting japa. And then I heard Maharaj said in English, you see, these people, they're not accepting me because of this, and he said this Indian body. Because they're prejudiced people. Because they're so prejudiced, they'll not accept this message from me because I'm in the Indian body. You see? So every generation of Parampara has a very specific purpose. Krishna knows what is required. Time, place, circumstance, candidate, personality, nature. In Kali Yuga, it requires revolution. This is revolutionary. You see, Murali, you're a Kshatriya. Your nature is like a Kshatriya. Because Kshatriyas, they like to fight. Other people, they may fight, but they don't like it. But Kshatriyas, they don't mind. They like it. They like to fight. They enjoy it. So Gurudev was laughing. He said, so Murali, you're Kshatriya, you like to fight, now go fight. Now go fight. So they didn't accept this instruction from simple, humble sadhu because they're prejudiced people, because they're the bodily concept of life, because of his skin. They could not hear and understand his transcendental platform. So now my Gurudev said, now you preach boldly, fearlessly, do not hesitate, no compromise. Try to help these people. Revolution is required. Revolution!
There you go.
But we don't have any revolutionaries. So that's what's required. When you try to establish, now when I say like this, right, they're calling each other, said Murali's putting a militia together. They're gonna come with AK-47, they're gonna attack us, right? These guys are completely fearful, crazy. He has a war plan, strategy, how to create a revolution. No, just whoever you meet, tell them what is the truth. That automatically will be revolutionary. You're hearing it, you're saying, wow, this is revolutionary, this is some new information. No, it's Bhagavad Gita as it is. We're speaking the highest thing using Bhagavad Gita as it is. How's that for your revolutionary war book? Okay, I better stop. I think I'm going to get in trouble. Yeah?
One question. If someone has full faith in Krishna and they fall down, does that mean
Krishna will always protect his devotee. Krishna will always, you saw that pastime of Chitraketu Maharaj. So Krishna just came again and again, protected him, sped up his coming back home, back to Godhead. So Krishna says, if you're my pure devotee, I take a vow how to protect you. I'll give you intelligence, I'll protect you, I'll give you fearlessness. So Krishna guaranteed. He said to Arjuna, right, Arjuna, declare it boldly, my devotee never perishes. Krishna said, if he said, they may or may not accept what Krishna said. But he said to devotee, you said, you tell, declare it boldly, my devotee never perishes. So that mercy, strength, protection is guaranteed from Krishna. Alright? Anybody else? Thank you everyone, appreciate it. Shishigwani Tal Ki, Shila Prabhupada Ki, Shila Swami Shila Gurudev Ki, Shila Bhakta Vrinda Ki, Gaur Premanande, Shila Prabhupada Shila Gurudev Ki.